Um, so I think I really, really like not even reviewing, but reacting to and giving commentary to different situations when it comes to other people's personal lives, simply because 9 times out of 10, I probably didn't been through that bullshit too. I love the dating stories, especially the so-called scam me stories and the first time dating stories with these men that they don't know and they be on some bullshit off rip. I love them. I love them because they're learning lessons. And I'm the one to give the advice because I feel like, again, yeah, I've been there and I've done that. So, today, right here on this live, we are going to do true dating horror stories. The most cringe and awkward stories ever. A TikTok compilation. Found this on YouTube. I do have a TikTok, but I'm never on it because TikTok is doing too much. For somebody who already has a racing mind, TikTok has way too much bullshit popping up, going off. It's too much. I don't want it. But what I do want is to comment on what these motherfuckers is going through with these horror stories when it comes to dating these crazy ass men. So, without further ado, let's get into it and let's see what they talking about.
Let's finish it off. My top worst date of 2024. Now, every time I tell this story, people tell me that I'm making it up. People tell me that it has to have been a movie that I saw that I'm recreating in my head. I'm like, no, this really happened to me. People don't believe me, okay? But here we go. Okay, on a dating app. Because like I said before, I don't listen, okay? Match with this guy. Again,
I hate
let
that
me
they
try something.
sped it up like this,
Right? I
but
usually don't date guys who are my complexion. I don't know why. I just don't. That's just not my preference. But I said, let me try something different. Let me try something new. Match with this guy, and he is also a Pisces, like me. Which should have been the only red flag that I needed. Okay?
mind you, I will be pausing, starting, stopping in this bitch because already my antennas went up. She says she usually don't date men her complexion. This is a light-skinned woman. That's absolutely fine if you don't want to date another light-skinned man because, to be honest, sometimes, and I'm not saying all, so don't get your feelings hurt, sometimes light-skinned men have a certain way about them. And if you know, you know. Same thing as Pisces men. I've dealt with one Pisces man personally, and it was a whole hell and a half. So when she says Pisces, I'm like, yeah, bitch. And he was light skinned, yeah, bitch. He probably thought he was fucking king of the world. No, babes. Let's go.
Anyway, I matched with him within about maybe a week. He plans a date. And I agree. And I get ready to go to the date. Now, that night, my son also had something to do in his school. And I did communicate that with him prior to the date. Let's say the date was supposed to be like 8 o'clock. I was supposed to be at 8 o'clock. I know I was running a little late. So I did contact him and said, hey, I'm going to be about 10 minutes late because I have something to do with my son's school. And I'm just reaching home a little bit later. It's going to take me a little bit longer to get ready. He responds, he says, okay, cool, no problem. So let's say I told him I'll be there at 8:10. The date's supposed to be at 8 o'clock. I told him I'll be there at 8:10. I still arrived like around 8:04, okay? But I could not find the place that I was supposed to meet him at because it was like in this big like outdoor complex or whatever. I call him, I say, hey, I can't find the location. He tells me exactly where it is. I still end up reaching the restaurant around 8:10. He meets me at the door. The first thing out of his mouth is, you're gonna have to work on your timing.
Skirt!
I should have just gotten him.
Hopefully y'all can hear what she's saying because in this video, they sped it up for some reason. I kind of wish they didn't do that because it kind of makes it hard to hear. But they're supposed to meet at 8:10. She already told the dude that she has something prior with her child, so she's going to be a bit late. She actually arrived there at the time that they agreed upon, basically. And she couldn't find him, so it might have been a few minutes a bit after, but it was still in that same range of time that they were supposed to meet. She pulls up to him and he's like, "Oh, you got to work on your timing." First off, I already told you I had something to do with my child. So if me arriving a little bit later was gonna be an issue, guess what, baby? You got a mouth and you should have opened that motherfucker up the first time to say something. So or replaying the date because I already told you what it was. I'm not just arriving at the date at whatever the fuck time I want to. I already told you. So but okay.
My car and went back home then. Okay? Chalked it up to maybe something he got going on or whatever. You never know what somebody has going on in their life. I just laughed at him. Left it alone. We sat down at this sushi restaurant. He sits down across from me, okay? The waiter comes over, asks us, gives our menu and asks us what we would like to drink. Again, I'm a tequila girl. I'm gonna order a margarita. So before I could even say I'm gonna order a margarita, he goes, she'll have the hot sake. And I'm looking at him and he's like, what? I said, oh, I don't like sake. He's like, no, sake here is amazing. You're gonna love it. I said, I've tried sake a million times. I don't like it. I would like to order a margarita. He's like, no, she'll have the sake. I said, okay. That's another reason why I should just got up and left. Anyway, the waiter.
So this man is ordering her drink for her. She already said she wanted a margarita because she's a tequila girly. Fine, cool. This motherfucker talk about, nah, babe, you're gonna get a hot sake. And I've had sake before and it's not great at all. I mean, mind you, alcohol, liquor, whatever, spirits, not good. They don't taste good at all. So hot sake is probably below the average taste of what alcohol tastes like. She already said she don't like it. You trying to force her to drink shit that she don't like and don't want? When I said the light-skinned motherfuckers and the Pisces like to pretend they the fucking king of the world in them. Okay.
Yeah, that's like really confused. And I just said, okay, whatever. The waiter comes back with some water. She sits the water down on the table. And I'm like, okay, I guess I'm drinking water tonight, right? She comes back with the sake. He pours himself a glass and pours me a glass and like pushes it across the table to me. He's like, try it. I said, no, I'm not trying it because I don't like it. He's like, no, you need to try it. You're gonna like this. I said, no, I know what I like. I'm 42 years old. I'm telling you, I don't like it. He's like, oh, well, we're not leaving this table until you try it.
We're not leaving this table until we try it.
I'm like, oh, this is a joke. Okay, he's joking. Okay, woo. I thought he was serious. So the waiter comes back.
All right, I tried it before when I said I didn't like it.
I turned to the waiter and says, yes, I would like the chicken. I didn't even get it out of my mouth fully. I was going to say I wanted the chicken hibachi or something like that. And he was like, no. She's going to have the shrimp with mixed veggies.
Skirt. I have no issues with a man trying to order for me, but we gonna need to talk about that before the waitress get back and we place the order. If you want to order for me, fine, cool, dandy. Me personally, I'm not a super picky eater and I like to try new shit. But if I tell you one, I don't like sake, don't think you gonna make me try it just because that's your drink of choice. Nah, baby. And if you want to order me some other shit, fine. But again, let's talk about that before this waitress get back and we looking at each other like we stupid because I said I want chicken and you about to say no to what the fuck I want? I forgot. Are you my father? Are you my biological father? Did you have sex with my mother and she gave birth to me because of you? I'm confused. You have no kids at this table, sir. Okay.
He's like, yeah, because I don't eat chicken. I don't eat any kind of meat. I don't eat beef or pork. So you're going to have to learn how to not to eat those things too. The waiter again is looking at me, with her eyes like bulging out of her head. She's looking at him, and he's dead ass serious. She's like, yeah, she's gonna have the shrimp, and I'm gonna have this and this and this. I said, okay, Alicia, how can you get out of this? Where is the door? Because I'm.
How can you get out of it?
So the waiter turns.
Get your fucking pocketbook and walk the fuck out.
Right, because I don't want to trigger him. Okay. So we sit down and.
She said something super fucking key. She basically said she gonna let that slide because she don't want to trigger him. Mind you, they just met. So she doesn't necessarily know what's going to trigger this random man that she just met. My whole thing is, bitch, I shouldn't have to worry about what's going to trigger you because I don't know you. And you shouldn't have any type of expectations for me because, again, you don't know me. I should be able to say, do, and order whatever the fuck I want without having to worry about you feeling some type of way about it. If you wanted to plan to be super romantic and you wanted to order for me and do this and do that, I'm gonna need you to say that beforehand so we can be on the same page. Because right now, you coming off as real controlling and you gonna come off as real motherfucking single at this table because, okay.
He's now talking. I'm not talking. He's talking. He's telling me all the things that he wants in a relationship, all the things that he's not dealing with in a relationship. He asked me if I ever want any more kids. I said, well, for the right man, my time limit is running out, but for the right man, I'm willing to give him one more child. He's like, I don't want any more kids. I don't even want grandkids.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Excuse
I'm not having
me.
a child for you, so that's cool. And throughout the course of the time the waitress left, to the time the food came, this man was so sarcastic. He would ask me a question, I would give him an answer, and he would answer it with something sarcastic. So let's say he was like, well, what's your favorite color? And I say white. And he'd be like, because you look white. Everything. So I just stopped answering questions. So he would ask me something, and I would be like, I'll joke it off. I'll just give him some kind of random weird answer. Nothing serious, nothing truthful, nothing. So the waitress comes back with our food. I pick at my food, and he's like devouring his tofu and his shrimp. He's having a great time over there and drinking his sake. And he's like, oh, you're not hungry? I was like, no, I kind of ate before I left, so I'm not really that hungry. He's like, well, you need to eat up because I'm paying for this.
First off. If this man order you some food and the food get to your table and you don't want to eat it, why did you let him just order the food then? I'm like, no, waitress, I don't want chicken and whatever the fuck he said. She said she wanted chicken. He said, no, you got to get shrimp and vegetables. Some bullshit. Waitress, I don't know whatever the fuck he talking about, but I'm ordering what I want to order. And then he get mad because she ain't trying to eat it. Well, yo, you ordered this food. This might as well be your second fucking meal. I don't get it. But let's find out.
I started to pick up my food because I'm like, I don't know. We're in Florida. He might have his gut on it. I don't know. I'm just making sure that I know where the exit is so I can figure out how to leave this date. Like, I'm like, okay, but the bathroom is over there. We're sitting here. The door is that way. Like, is there any way I can go around the bathroom and out the door? I'm just trying to figure out how I can get out of this date. So he continues eating his food or whatever. Then he stops. He puts his plate down. He says, he moves his plate out of the way. He says, I have something I need to discuss with you. And I go, what? He's like, I'm going to need you to work on your communication skills.
Huh?
Me? He's like, yeah, I'm talking to you. I said,
What?
What did I do? He says, when I text you, I need you to reply in a timely fashion. When I call you, I need you to pick up the phone within a timely fashion. And at this point, I'm looking around. I'm like, I'm being punked. One of my exes is punking me. My baby daddy, my ex-husband is punking. This gotta be a fucking joke. This gotta be a joke. But he was so serious. He was dead serious. And I was so confused. I'm like, what
that man is too aggressive and he probably gonna beat your ass. He probably gonna put hands on you.
Has the audacity to tell me I need to work on my communication skills. As you can tell,
let me communicate this. Bye.
I am perfectly fine. He insisted that he walk me to my car, and I blocked him on everything that I could imagine. And that was that. And that was my worst date of 2024. I wish whoever ended up with him plenty of luck. They're gonna need it.
A man made fun of my voice on a first date. This is by far
Second
the most
story.
memorable date of 2024. I was supposed to get dinner with someone, and as I'm ordering my entree, I order some salmon, and as the waiter's walking away, he repeats it. He goes, oh, you want the miso salmon? And like the same high-pitched voice, and I'm just like, yeah, okay. I start talking about my day. He interrupts me to repeat exactly what I just said again. And I'm just like, all right. And then he goes, wow, your voice is really high. How'd your voice get so high? Like, that's crazy. And I'm just like, I didn't do anything to get this. Just my voice I'm saying something again. He interrupts me for a third time to mock me, to repeat exactly what I just said. And this time I'm kind of like, what's up? Like, what are we doing? I think we have different types of humor. Like, I don't think this is going to work. He starts talking about how his girl needs to get used to being made fun of and poked at and poked fun at because that's his type of humor.
No.
And like, if I'm going to be his girl, like,
Pause. No. If you're dating somebody and you are always the butt of the fucking joke, then he don't like you for real. And I hope for damn sure you ain't telling him you love him, because if you gotta be the person that is being made fun of consistently, he does not like you. He has issues with his mother probably, and issues with women in general. And he may not even truly like and appreciate women, because if I'm dating you, why the fuck you think it's funny to make fun of the person that you dating, that you sleeping with, that you spending money with, that you possibly may be living with? How does that work? That sounds like a man who was abused. Okay.
like that. I need to get used to that. And I was like, I just have to
No.
be your girl. I like being treated well, especially on a first date. Like, I'm not going to sit through this. Then this man was even more surprised because our waiter came back with our drinks, and I said, hey, I'm actually going to order my food to go. I'm going to pay for both of us, but can we have the check, please? And as the waiter's walking away, he's like, whoa, you're really leaving? You're really leaving? And I'm like, yes. Why would I sit through this? He's apologizing. He extends his hand.
Oh,
I
no.
shake his hand. I'm like,
No.
hey, apology accepted.
But I'm still
The date's
leaving.
still over. Like, I'm still just going to go with the front of the bar.
Bye.
Waiter comes back with the check. I put down my card immediately. I tell him I'm going to pay for both of us. Ask the waiter if he can just wrap it up in 2 separate bags, and then I'm going to be at the front of the bar. I leave my date sitting there. I say, hey, I'm sure they'll bring your food over to you. You can enjoy this drink. I'm going to the front of the bar. I go back to find the waiter, let him know what's going on, tell him that I'm going to be at the front waiting, sign the check, go sit at the front, tell the bartender what just happened, because I'm like, I can't believe this, man. And then the bartender and I actually did a shot together while we waited for the food. My date left immediately, and then I just had 2 entrees.
So I'm in my car right now after a first date, if we can even call it.
So pause. With that second story, she did the right thing by noticing the bullshit, noticing the red flags, and actually moving away from the bullshit that she was noticing. Now, the thing is, a lot of women, me, myself included, we notice the red flags. We see the bullshit. We already fucking know what is what a lot of the times. But when on a first date or something like that, a lot of us won't get up and just leave because we're like, this is the first day. Let me see. No. When you first see some bullshit, I'm sorry, y'all. This motherfucking camera is... The lighting is not great, but what the fuck ever. A lot of times when we notice the red flags and things, we don't necessarily up and end that situation specifically, especially if it's like a first date or whatever. The second story chick, she seen what it was. She seen how he was acting. And a lot of times when men do and say bullshit like that, they're testing you to see how far they can push the limits with you. She did an amazing thing by saying, oh, red flag, red flag. Red flag, yeah. Check, please. I'm fucking out. That's exactly what you need to do, because 9 times out of 10, these niggas be doing these first dates only to test the limits to see how far they can push you. Third story.
That I just had to tell this story while it's still fresh and the emotions are still percolating. This guy had messaged me for several weeks on and off sporadically, usually asking if I was free last minute. Finally, he commits to 2 days in advance and says, how about Tuesday night? Great, Tuesday night works. He suggests the bar, suggests the time. I say perfect. So we're both running a little late. It's fine. It's LA. There's always traffic. I get to the bar before him and the door is locked. Because, of course, it's mid-December. Companies are having private parties. I don't blame him for that. But I tell him I think they're having a private event. The door is locked. There's catered food outside on the patio. Do you know of anywhere else? So he's taking forever to park, which, again, LA. It happens. Finally, he walks up, not looking totally unkempt, but the vest he's wearing, they find out he's doing house renovations. Clearly, he is painting in that fucking vest. So he tells me, I'm kind of new to this neighborhood. I don't really know what else is around. I had already looked at my phone while I was waiting for him. I say, I only see one bar within walking distance. Let's give it a try. Now, granted, I have had a very long day. No, a very long month.
Right.
A very long quarter at work. I am so decision fatigued and tired of running the lives of grown adults, but still, here I am, leading the way in this man's neighborhood. And so we get to the alternate bar. It's a little hole-in-the-wall place. I'm thinking maybe it'll be a little loud in there, not the easiest for us to have a conversation, but it's not anything super sketchy or out of the ordinary for a dive bar. But clearly, he's uncomfortable being there. I ask, do you want to get a drink? And he just kind of stands around and looks like, do I? But then I'm looking at the clientele, and I have no way to verify this, but I have a sneaking suspicion he's uncomfortable because most of the patrons are not white. And I'm like, okay, dude, I don't care if you want to stay or want to go, but for the love of God, just make a choice. And he's like, oh, we could maybe get a bottle of wine, go back to my place in my courtyard. And I'm like, how far is it? Clearly it's far enough that you had to drive here. So we start walking back. He had already told me about the shitty stuff he had to deal with today. He starts asking me about mine. And I'm just like, I gotta be honest, man, is not helping. So we start walking back to the original bar where we met because they do have a little food stand where you can buy some beers and wine. And I say, okay, do you want to just grab a glass of wine or a beer here? And he's like, yeah, sure, we could do that, but can I sell you?
Sell me what, babe?
Like, yeah, I was actually running late because I forgot my wallet.
Oh.
Can I sell you for the cost of a
No.
bottle of wine?
No.
As a disaster of a human being who loses all
No.
the time, if that had happened to me, which it very well could,
No.
the first thing I would have said when I
No.
rolled up late would be, I'm so sorry. I could not find my wallet anywhere. I was looking for it, but I didn't want to keep you waiting any longer. But no, he doesn't mention it then, doesn't mention it at any point in the 15 minutes we spend walking around the block. And honestly, again, I get it. Shit happens. But what gets me, what really fucking gets me, is that there's no hint of accountability whatsoever. Not one utterance of, I'm sorry, I fucked up. That's what I find inexcusable. That and the potential racism. So I literally just look at him.
Potential racism. Now, I didn't say anything when she said he was uncomfortable about being in a bar filled with people who were not white. So honestly, I'm going to assume that they were Black American beauties and he didn't feel comfortable there. You know, whatever. If you're uncomfortable, you're uncomfortable. But if you're racist, you're racist. I don't know. I'm not here to judge any of that because sometimes I feel a type of way. I don't want to be the only black person in a all Caucasian bar. I'm just being honest. That's not an issue. But the fact that you said that you forgot your wallet and you want to Zelle me some shit, no. No. You don't have to pay for anything of mine. Just make sure you got enough bread to pay for your own shit because I'm not coming out my pocket for you. You see this face? I'm not coming out. You can't Zelle me a good goddamn thing. You know why? I don't have Zelle. And I ain't got no money for you. You made the date, so you should have your own bread. If you can't find your wallet, maybe you should have said, you know what? We're going to have to postpone the date because I can't find my wallet and I can't pay for anything. Okay, sure, fine. But do not go to the date with $0 and expect for the woman you just met to pay for your shit. No, sir.
Dumbfounded. Like, seriously, bro?
Seriously?
No, I don't want to sell you at this point. And he's like, oh yeah, let's just call it.
Yeah,
And
we
as I
gonna
turned
call
to walk
it.
to my car, he's like, oh, it was nice to meet you.
Yeah,
And I'm like,
bye.
let's be real here. Let's not pretend that this was cool. He just crosses the street, mumbling something to himself.
I bet.
Again, no apologies. And real talk, nothing about it shocks me. None of it. In the realm of dating horror stories, this wasn't all that bad.
Not
But
really,
it's just
no.
how pervasive and continuous it is. This man is
Be
40
upfront,
years
please.
old.
Be
And then people
upfront.
wonder why there's a male loneliness epidemic and shame women for choosing to be single. You think a sane person would choose to endure this? You want to complain how women are too emotional? Y'all are lucky I'm emotional. If I was thinking more logically, I'd have written you off a long time ago.
Long
Many
time
women have.
ago.
And you know what?
She said something really key. She said, you men are lucky that women are emotional, because if not, a lot of women would have written y'all off a long ass time ago. Emotions? Who said that? Summer Walker. She said a heart of a woman. A heart of a woman is saving a lot of you motherfuckers. A lot of you men. A heart of a woman is saving a lot of you motherfuckers, because if women was to act like men emotionally, y'all wouldn't stand a goddamn chance. There would be no first date. As soon as she seen you in that fucking raggedy ass painted up work vest, she would have dipped the fuck out. As soon as your ass said you didn't feel comfortable in that bar, she would have called you a pussy and dipped the fuck out. As soon as you said, can I sell you the money for this drinks we about to get from this fucking stand, whatever the fuck, she would have dipped the fuck out. A lot of men are being emotionally saved because women have emotions. A heart of a fucking woman. Okay. Okay.
More power to him. Because I don't begrudge any woman who doesn't want to spend her Tuesday night doing this.
For this story, this
Story
is the longest that
4.
this could go, so make sure you turn your volume all the way up.
I'm waiting on my friend to come pick me up in Houston right now, and I just so happen to be around the corner from this dude house I used to mess with, and it's really triggering my PTSD. When I tell y'all this was the worst person I ever dated, let me just tell y'all a few things that he did. Mind you, my first time coming down here, he was like, you don't have to pay for nothing, you don't gotta worry about anything. I'm like, grocery shopping, you all set. And I was on a break from work, so he wanted me to come for like a week, and I was like, nah, that's too long, so I just come for like 3 days. I didn't even.
Hopefully y'all can hear her commentary. She did say before she started that the volume would need to be turned up, because I guess she's in a noisy area. When a man tells you he gonna pay for everything and he wants you to come and visit, it sounds good. And a lot of times, I've had that happen. Men would pay for everything and everything worked out. But I've also had men who said they was gonna do this, that, and the third, and they ain't do nothing, okay? If you go out of your area to go visit another man and he's saying he got X, Y, and Z and you ain't got to do a goddamn thing but show up, cool. But just make sure you got some extra funds on your end and you're not going there with zero, because a lot of the times a man will leave you high and fucking dry.
Make it the whole 3 days. Red flag number 1. I come into this beautiful apartment, but he don't have nothing in here. Mind you, he make it seem like he having it so much. I helped this man pick out a couch for like an hour one day. Tells me he goes with a different couch. The couch that's in there is used, like not gently used. Like I'm talking about peeling, fake leather, all that. Cool, whatever. Mind you, he said he went grocery shopping. So we walk around the corner to the liquor store. He has me swipe my card for the bottle, get back to his house, not a juice in sight.
Now, I don't care about the part where she said she went to his crib, beautiful apartment, but he had nothing in there. I don't know. He could have just moved in. I don't fucking know. My thing is, I'm not looking for nobody's place to be spectacular or to be whatever the fuck. But bro, if you're going to invite me over to your spot for a whole week, I'm gonna need you to have an empty apartment with some stuff in it, okay? With some stuff in it, because you ain't got no bed, you ain't got no TV, you got this couch, but she said it was used and peeling. And let me know up front what the fuck it is. I don't want to get there and be like, oh nigga, I'm sleeping on a hardwood floor. Like, beautiful apartment, yes, but it's empty as fuck. And where am I sleeping? Where is the entertainment, nigga? And then she said she had to swipe her card for the liquor store. My thing is, when it comes to these stories, I think what pisses me off the most is when men pretend that they got so much. They got money, they got cars, they got bitches, they got businesses, they got houses and fancy apartments and this, that, and the third. But why am I swiping my card? Why am I using my money when you said literally if I come down here, you got everything and I ain't got to spend nothing? That be the issue. Don't bring me down here, put gassing me up saying you're going to pay for shit and do shit. Because me personally, that shit don't impress me. I don't give a fuck what you got, how you got it, how much you got of it. I don't care. Be honest with me. Be real with me, because that's the only way we gonna work. Nigga, I don't care. But the fact that you said come down here and you ain't gotta spend nothing because you got everything, and I get to your crib and you got an empty ass apartment, and then we walk to the liquor store and I gotta swipe my card. Sir, what? Sir, who? Okay.
I'm like, you asked me all these things about what I like and stuff like that, so I'm just wondering, like, where did you say, oh man, you always sweat me, you always on my back, I didn't have time to pick. Cool. So then, mind you, we downtown Houston. I think we finna go somewhere, I'm just on some chill stuff, I'm just trying to be in the house with you. Into looking up things to do in the area. It's this cute little bar in the park across the street. He gets to talking about how expensive it is. So now I'm getting where this is going. So I'm irritated, but I'm trying to make the best of it. I get on DoorDash and order you like some tacos or something. End up taking a nap after that. Now, while I wake up to this man whispering in my ear, asking me if he had the rest of my tacos.
Wait. She said the man whispered in her ear talking about, I didn't even hear nothing else she said before that, to be honest. But she said the man whispered in her ear and said, can I have your tacos? Nigga, what? First of all, why you trying to wake me up? Second of all, why you whispering and shit? Third of all, why you asking for my leftovers? Why you asking for my leftovers? If nothing else, don't ask me for my motherfucking food. I love leftovers and they tacos too, nigga. You not getting no motherfucking crumb or no bite. Let me go ahead and wake the fuck up and pack my shit so I can go back home because you tripping.
Like, I want to take a shower. I asked him to give me a towel and stuff. Why he go in his hamper and pull out a dirty shirt? I said I'm not using that. So he goes in the closet to pull out a clean shirt as if that made it better. There's so much stuff I'm leaving out.
Wait. She said she woke up, was like, you know what? Let me take a shower. He pulls out a dirty shirt to give to her to dry off after the shower. Wait, babe, I said I'm about to take a shower. A few things are wrong with this. Oh, now my computer about to die, huh? A few things are wrong with this. You want me to wear a dirty ass shirt? Not even wear it. You want me to dry off with your dirty ass shirt after I done got out the shower all clean and fresh? Wait. And then she said he took out a clean shirt. Okay, baby, I don't know if you know, but usually when folks get out of the pool, the shower, the tub, they use towels that are typically clean, baby. Where your towels at, honey? You can go to the dollar store and get some towels, I'm sure. Where your towels at? He gives her a dirty shirt and then proceeds to give her a clean shirt. I'm about to go plug up my computer, and I'm gonna be back for part 2.